Hello, everybody. Welcome to the comedy. Oh, am I live now? Let's do it again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Comedy Workshop, episode 354. I am Scott Porteous, the founding father that no one's ever going to call me, but I'll never stop saying that joke because I like feeling like a parent. Anyways, welcome to the workshop. If anybody hasn't tuned in on the workshop, what it is I contact different comics from different parts of the world, give a random topic, and they have 7 days, give or take, to write 3 to 5 minutes of jokes about that topic. And then after every comic performs, they get feedback, suggestions, comments, really anything to add to, help, or improve the joke. And then we go a second round where we have what I call a dealer's choice. That's where the comics do material they want to do, 3 to 5 once again, and we go around. It gives us feedback, suggestions, tags, really anything to help. It's really a strong community-based type show. Also, it's a open comedy forum, and by that I mean to say that some things might be said that could be a little edgy, a little taboo, a little controversial, maybe even offensive. Keep in mind, we're just trying to figure out and find the funny. As long as there's no malice, we're not trying to be offensive. I know I'm not. I'm sure these people aren't either, but sometimes things might be said, and sometimes life isn't always clean. So just try to keep an open mind as you're watching this. Don't get offended if you hear something. It's all about constructive. Make a comment, maybe in a professional manner. But yeah, we're all just trying to figure it out. We're all writers, we're all artists, just trying to find the funny. Ideally, this is an idea. This is where do you go where an idea becomes a joke, becomes a set, becomes a bit, becomes a chunk, becomes a special. Oh, I haven't said that in a while. With that being said, let me introduce our panel for tonight. We have Victoria, BC, Joni Hockhart. We have from Washington, Green. And we have from Kansas, Joshua Lynch. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to start. Oh, yeah, one more thing I forgot to tell you, folks. When you're at 4 minutes, I'll just do this. If you go over, it's not the biggest deal. I'm just letting you know where you're at. It's more of a gauge. It's not much of a light. So say if you're at 5, I'll do that. Take that off. When you're at 6, I'll do that. You know what I mean? It's not. Don't. If you go over, you go over. It's not an actual show. It's a workshop. It just kind of give you an idea where you're at. So yeah, that being said, I'll put my topic in. By the way, not to toot my own horn, but I wrote this 30 minutes before I started. 7:30 I wrote this, so this might suck, is what I'm trying to say. But that's the fun of it. That's my own fault for being behind due to my problems. Okay, let me get stuff ready here. There we go. So I have the topic of inventors. So I'm going to get ready for my timer. And I can't find technology. Here we go. All right, so my topic was inventors. I did this in a half an hour. Here we go. So I don't know what happened in the past 200 years. Like where we go from inventing, a light bulb to an airplane to a nuclear bomb to a Snuggie. Like is it me? Or does it feel like we are going backwards? like how lazy does humanity have to be that they need to spend thousands of dollars to find an easier way to do something that was already easy, right? like the Snuggie. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but like during the infomercial, at one point the ad was like, "Does it bother you having to reach the remote while leaving the comfort of your own blanket?" And of course, it shows the actor doing this, like niche freaking infomercial actor thing. Like how shitty of a person do you need to be so inconvenienced by literally moving your hand a few extra inches for a few seconds? Okay, like this is not the world I want to live in, right? Like. Adventures used to be well respected and on the cusp of technology and evolution, and now we have shake weights and slap chops. Like, am I wrong, or was there always someone inventing knockoff or like lazy-ish things? Like during the Stone Age, was shortly after the wheel was invented, was there like a caveman that was like pitching to the other Homo sapiens, like, how many times has happened you were rolling. You were rolling wheel back to cave and it get away from you. Well, now no longer problem with club. Simply put, club behind wheel and wheel stop moving. or Edison, Thomas Edison, who I believe was Edison. Otherwise, I'm going to become off dumb. But like, I'm pretty sure it was Edison who invented the light bulb. Like, a renaissance for his time. Years later, like lots of years later, like, oh, it's so dark in here. But I wish there was an easier way of illuminating a fucking room that didn't involve walking 5 steps and carrying my arm over the ground, lifting over my head and pulling on a string. There's got to be an easier way. And then some asshole made the light switch, and I just. I think it would be funny if there was like infomercials for like way back when, like a Billy Mays of the Renaissance times, like William Mays here with an exciting announcement for you. How many people here hate walking down the street only to step on someone's own excrement? And there's someone in the audience. That's happened to Douse the other day. Well, no need to fret anymore with my newest invention, the shoe. All you have to do is slide your foot into the device, and you can step on anything, and your foot will be clean, right? Or promoting something more useless, like their version of the Snuggie. Like, man, I love cursing the name of the king, but I hate the torture and executions. William Mays here, introducing our new line of cloth called the muzzle. Simply apply the cloth and insert it in your mouth like so. I said so much blasphemy, but you don't know because of the muzzle. That's my set. That was actually really fun. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that would be fun.
It was actually, for being 30 minutes ago, I give you credit.
Thank you. I guess I do well under pressure. Anybody have any feedback or suggestions or comments or requests?
Mine is, I say at the end when you're talking about like the medieval times, my thought just was what about the guy who made all the torture devices? How did he have to like, hey, King Charles, you hate these people? Just send them straight through my guillotine. Like, how did he pitch that?
Oh, that's a funny concept. I love that. I never thought about that. That's so funny. I'm writing that down. Thank you.
Like, did he have test subjects to show him off? Ask the audience.
He pulls the masses. Oh, that's good.
And then the one about the club was just the best because it's like that's how they got the Geico or the caveman was just my thought with the progressive caveman. I was like, see, they just must have had some old cave drawings of him giving his pitch.
Yeah, I thank you. That was a lot of fun. I didn't expect it to be that much to tell, but yeah, I appreciate it.
I was thinking that the first part where you were doing the like the first inventions that we went from this to a jet plane to this Snuggie, right? And it'd be kind of fun to see what other things you could do with that. Like what other things are being invented for people who can't lift their hand to grab the remote control.
Well, there's a lot. I just didn't have time to think.
No, I know. It's like the really lazy people inventions.
How many times do you have to get ready for a show and you have to write 30 minutes before showtime? Billy May is here. No,
yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
I was just gonna comment first, like the way you had the voice of the caveman, I don't know if you were also practicing that for 30 minutes or so. That was on point. Like that was like scary on point. You got the grammatical errors and everything. Like you pulled the voice from wherever, and then your facial expressions went all together very well. So if anyone's casting for like an infomercial for a dude to do what you just said, like, oh, my arm is too tight, you should definitely sign up for that. You played that very well.
Thank you.
I think the only thing I had for besides that was like the Snuggie, the beginning joke. I think it was well worded, well written, and executed. I think just at the end, like drop the bomb kind of thing, because I felt like you were escalating to things that made us greater as humans, or not greater, things that made it easier for us, like planes and cars and all that stuff, and then be like a drop off, and then someone got paid because they made the Snuggie, and then go into like everything, planes, and then you have this side, which it's American because this is absolutely dumb. It's a Snuggie, something like completely off the rail. But as far as like picking things, you did it. That was an amazing escalation because I was like, okay, yeah, toilet paper and indoor plumbing. Because like Hercules, if the Disney movie was like indoor plumbing, it's gonna be big. Like you went up and then you said Snuggie, and I completely lost it there. I was like, oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I love how like there I would, instead of like with the big technologies like the jet plane, but kind of it be like the humanitarian of it. I was just thinking like, look, we cured AIDS, but now we're done with that. Now we cured your fat ass from having to get out of the cushion to get your Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I know there's a lot I can do with that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Actually, like I did write that 30 minutes prior, but I felt that way for a long time, so that definitely helped.
And I don't know if this helps anything, but like the first thing I thought of when you said inventors, I did not know, and I don't even know if it's true. It just lives in my head rent free, that the guy that invented sports bras to stop the titties from jiggling in public was shot by a group of men that did not want the titties to stop jiggling in public. I have yet to hear the better version of American Dream. Like, imagine making something for a whole side of a new race. You are so happy. Imagine the much attention you're getting. But the people that actually look like you, wow, no. Take him off. Take him off, man. If you slip that in there somewhere like inventors, and then like someone that didn't like their invention, just like, no, just cut that off. Like the invention stayed sorely, but the guy, cut him off.
It's only for men to wear, not women. Like the
or something.
Men.
No.
Yeah.
Got it.
I love that. That's good, funny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
Got a comment here. I got to read this one. This is too funny. Was the fabric clean? I guess the one they put in my mouth. Yeah, I made sure it was. It was a clean shirt that I washed. Not anymore now, but it was clean. Like I don't do prop comedy that often, but I felt like that was necessary for the prop comedy. Because inventions, right? Okay. So yeah, thank you so much for the feedback, everybody. A lot of good stuff. And let's go to Joni. And Joni, what was your topic again?
Justice.
Ooh. Give me a second to put that ready for you.
Well, there are many serious discussions occurring now around justice. And, it certainly should be paid attention to. Nothing I say can be confused with any of those serious discussions. Okay. So people putting silly costumes on pets. That's not justice. Fluffy getting pissed off and chewing up their owner's shoes. That's justice.
Good justice.
Prettiest girl in school, super popular, always had a date. Always. That's not justice. Said girl comes back to school reunion without a date, looking like Jabba the Hutt on meth. That's justice. Guy cuts me off, nearly takes off my side mirror. That's not justice. Couple miles down the road, see he's been pulled over and a cop is giving him a fistful of tickets. That's justice. Guy puts the last 4 packages of toilet paper in his cart with a really smug look on his face. That's not justice. On the way out, notice he's in the line with the trainee clerk dealing with the woman with bags of coupons and paying for everything with small change. That's justice. Woman spends a ridiculous amount of time and money on plastic surgery. Has her nose done, her lips are poofed out, she has her cheekbones done, her chin. Everything is just absolutely perfect. That's not justice. The day the bandages come off, the mask mandate starts. And that's justice. Okay, that was it. That was all I could come up with, guys.
Good job. That was a really good job. I don't know if it was just me, but I got like a whole like priceless vibe off that, like a MasterCard commercial. Like, all your punchlines are priceless. Priceless.
I wonder why it sounds so familiar.
I didn't write too much, but I wrote one thing because I couldn't. It's very nerdy. He said putting cute little costumes on for dogs to wear. That's not justice. Then I put down putting cute little costumes for dogs to wear that are Batman, Superman, and the Flash. That's Justice League.
Yeah.
I know. That's for me. That's all I could think of. Sorry, I couldn't. I was hung up on that idea. Anybody else?
I thought for my like it's justice, and I know it's the topic, but I thought of like for the roundups you were saying, like for justice, it'd be like it's she's the prettiest girl in high school has a date, and that's just whatever, or that's just her, depending on the situation, and it'd be like she comes back ugly. That's justice. I like it, like separate from it. So yeah, and then the same thing of the other jokes, but I thought I was absolutely false. I love that. No reason to laugh that hard at the pretty one, but the Jabba Hutt killed me. Oh,
that was yes.
Well done.
Had that one.
Oh, sorry. And then the last thing, like, it's also something I suck at, like spacing the jokes, because I was hereditarily laughing entirely too loud. And I started laughing into the next joke, but like a couple of seconds in between, like the pauses in between jokes to get that laugh, and then ring it up again. Besides that, absolutely fantastic.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Of course.
Anybody any more? Or is that all? Okay, just making sure. Good job once again on justice. All right, put that out there. And I believe it was going to be Joshua next, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and from Justice League to Fantastic Four. Oh, that's such a nerd boner right now. Whenever you're ready,
you might not should have said that, because for some reason my head went in the gutter when I started to get this topic. So I thought, and I didn't Google this or look this up, but I thought there has to be some Fantastic Four like porn parody out there. And what would that look like on a porn's budget? Like, what are going to be their special effects? So I thought, like, you first know for Invisible Woman, it's just going to be like a green sheet, and they'll just be like fucking the air, because then they don't have to technically hire a chick, so they save money. And then you have the Mr. Flame come, and I feel like he'll be the fans with the red little flames coming out of it, flames behind him while he's going at it. And then what, Mr. Fantastic comes, and it's like a 9-foot just plastic dildo that's all popping out. And then the Thing, they got one of those blow up sumo stuffed ones. And then they painted it. So that's the Fantastic Four on a porn's budget. Because you know there'd be like an 8-bit, the music to the back of it. Oh, it'd be great. But no, I actually did have 2 more because this did kind of weirdly still down the rabbit hole. Worked in some of my normal material, but I have multiple sclerosis. So I have an issue where I have to use Dicroids to make it work. So like I actually gotta like stab myself. So one time I'm a little shaky too because of the MS. So let's say I slipped and hit the leg, and I found the super soldier serum for sure. I mean, my leg turned into the thing, and I started going around busting holes through walls. But also because of that, the doctor did offer that I could get a implant if I wanted. So AKA like a bionic weenie. So like then I thought like what superhero would I want? You know, do I want the Mr. Fantastic and it can go like to 13 feet? Or do I want like the Iron Man one and I can like pop out a whisk and have a little flamethrower down there if I needed to get out of somewhere? Or do I want like the Hulk and just have a jackhammer? I can break through any door. So, okay, now I'm out of the rabbit hole.
Is that how you understand? It's like, I don't know if you're done. Like, I'm out of the rabbit hole now. Oh, he's done. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a weird thing to say, but I don't know. Okay. First of all, there is a parody of it. There's not like a porn. I did the research just now. There's not a porn parody of Fantastic Four, but there is like a lot of cosplays, a lot of act outs, some cameos even. I know my research. You're talking about like Mr. Fantastic has like what his thing like the dildo thing. I feel like this is a misdirection joke. Like, you know, Mr. Fantastic could have, you know, he can be the dildo or like the thing should be the dildo because that's the name of the guy, the thing. I mean, and Mr. Fantastic, I don't know. I feel like there's an extends joke there for Mr. Fantastic, just because like, you know, he's and stuff like that. And then I wrote down, we talk about like Iron Man with a whisk. I was like, what are you, fucking garage sale Tony Stark?
Mark Stark.
Just, I'm going to beat him, but not the way you think I am.
Whip it good.
Aide, for real.
Oh, that's too good. Yeah, that's all I got.
I had literally just the part where they offered you a what's what I want to say, what else, a bionic bonus, let's say that. Like down the list, yeah, this is where my mind goes. Bionic bonus, a computer or comp cock, or you can choose digital dick.
Oh, I love that.
But for the cocktail, yeah, that's where my head went. Just a line. I probably went just like four whole like real life seconds of just a line of just dick and computer jokes.
Like what? Like upload it to the cloud.
There you go. Yeah, like strap status, all of it.
Like iDick now, I just get to pick them. Oh, I love it. I get skins every morning. I can change it. Want to make it like a leopard.
There you go. Anal android, something there, you know.
I know you said digital dick, but I'm picturing like a was it analog clock with the hand, like there's two dicks. I don't
Or
know
you
why
could
I
be
thought that.
Cyborg off of
Just like
Teenage
when
or Teen Titans.
what's that?
You could be Cyborg off of Teen Titans. I just imagine, yeah, like he has a like beer bottle sized dick that's just like goes beep on the sides.
Right.
Now I'm thinking of Inspector Gadget dicks now. Wowzers! Yeah, because he has some fucked up things about him. I feel like
I'm sorry, Tony probably may have a review.
That's all I could think of, though. When I first thought of like the whole bio weenie thing, I mean, really, the doctor did ask me. I just said hell no when he said I was going to outlive the warranty. Well, it was Inspector Gadget. That was my first thought. Was you knew he had something.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
more
of a Swiss Army knife.
Oh, it's a
And
whisk
it's got
and a
grip-
can opener.
Yeah, I mean, you never know when you're going to need a wine opener, right? In those circumstances. And then also kept thinking of the old Jefferson Airplane song, "My Plastic Fantastic Lover."
Ooh.
The sort of a backup sound.
Never heard that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's a good throw-in, though.
it's a great song.
I'm gonna write that down.
Awesome. Good feedback, everybody. And good stuff on
you.
the Fantastic Four. Okay, now we got Green with the topic, I think I'm right, of window shopping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm Alexis Green, coming to you from State Washington. Come about window shopping. So I used to work in loss prevention. So window shopping looks exactly like stealing, but it's different if the person watching you steal is also someone you think is stealing. This means now we're in a game, you know. So now we have to catch each other. I'm actually doing my job. You may or may not be stealing. I have to figure it out because it's my job. But people like myself get easily distracted because I work loss prevention at JCPenney. JCPenney is the go-to shop. Like if there was a terrorist that was in for it for like 40-year-old moms who don't want to deal with their husbands, kids, or regular life, JCPenney is where you find them. So I thought, why not put my best dreams together and become a security guard, also catching people stealing while I window shop for future settlements that I don't have to ever work, you know? So I was there for about 3 months or so, and I found out that I work under this woman who runs the entire store with the biggest dick energy, and just no one questioned it. Now that bothers me. You know, like, yeah, like no one would question anything she would say. And I've later found out her name was Kim. When you put those together, Kim, manager, both, you know, they come to her its own. So I plan to not only question her, but I was like, you know what? What if I just take the man down from the inside? You know, what if I just become her personal assistant? You know? Because in my head, if I land the manager of JCPenney, I don't ever have to work. That's called settlement shopping. I am here to be somebody's eye candy. I don't think anybody really wants to work. If somebody really would give you a couple $1 million to fish around and play around in their pool, act like you're cleaning some shit, but just be pretty, you would take it. You would take it. But today, I did a little window shopping myself. I'm no longer in loss prevention. So what I do when I go to the mall, I just look around. I look through the stores. They all have the big window kind of thing. So it's inclined to window shop. They're supposed to look, bring you on in, and then you want to shop. I look like a very calm, cool, and collected either thief or murderer whenever I walk into the mall, because I'm not taking my pockets out of shit. I'm not taking my hands out of my pockets. You're not going to say I touched anything. I'm not even looking toward the shit I know is too expensive. I'm not even going to let you know I came in here to buy it. Why? Because I want you to think I'm stealing. I'm bored. I like to play with you. I want you. I want somebody. This is one of my dreams I've been having for a long time, right? I just want somebody to come up to me thinking I'm stealing something and I just want to look at the tag and it say something outrageous, right? Like just outlandish amount of price. It's a jacket, $399. I just want to be like, oh, this? You were looking for it? And pull out of nowhere, $400 and like the taxes, because taxes always included, like $400, smack the shit out of that person. And like that would be my form of capitalism. Like that's me getting back to the man. Just I'm not buying it though, because it's not stealing. I'm just smacking the shit out of you with the money and then taking the item and going. And that's
very good. I wrote a few things. My brain's not as functioning as I want it to be. First of all, I said window shopping. I put down that's like stealing with your eyes.
yes.
Then I put down JC Penny. Does that stand for like Jesus Christ Penny? I don't know. And then this is a little meta. It's like, so what is it? What is it called if you want to look at sheets of glass but not buy them? Window shopping.
Window squared.
Windows.
I like the idea of like wordplay, like actual window shopping.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have much to add. I'm sorry.
No, thank you for what you did.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else, please take me out of this cat hole. What's the word looking for that the Josh D theater?
Rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
That's it.
My rabbit
take me out of the rabbit holes.
Yeah.
That's my safe word.
Yeah.
So,
I honestly think it was great. That flowed. I enjoyed that. Now I'm gonna say though, now that you told me that there's loss prevention people, I feel like even if I don't know, I'm gonna fuck with some people and make it look like I'm doing some shit. I just want to be all shady. Because I love, honestly, it's kind of screwed up, but I've done that. I love doing shady stuff, especially like when I'm with my cane or something out in public, because you don't judge me.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love how you twisted it. The whole thing of like, I'm not going to look in the window. I'm not going to do anything. And then look as absolutely shady as possible and then get them to accuse you and then just whipping the money out but not buying it. They're getting the money and getting the thing, but still
Not buying shit.
not buying it. Wow. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, the bitch slapping the man is what you did just.
I will keep that in. Thank you. Obviously, I don't have like $400 sitting around, but like to me, that's the American dream. I just want to go somewhere like Dollar Tree. You always feel good going somewhere like you can afford it. But imagine going somewhere you can afford it, and they're just looking at you sideways because they think you can't afford it. But meanwhile, that's why I came in here, because today I can't afford it. Tomorrow is tomorrow, motherfucker. Today I can afford it.
okay.
So take this money.
So wait, not to make a niche reference, but I'm gonna pull this one out. Is it like that one scene in Pretty Woman when Roberts' character goes into like fancy boutique place, and they're like, you can't. Yeah, that's the vibe I got when you said that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't see the full movie, but it was like a Selena clip that I seen, and same thing. Like you walk into a store, and I'm not gonna lie, I was born and equipped with a woman. I love being a woman, all that stuff. But like, when you walk into a store being a woman, sometimes they'll start sizing you for shit, and they'll start like putting together shit they think you should buy. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you go to like Dick's or like a dude store, they're just waiting for you to come to the counter. No one comes up to you while you're in cargo shorts and be like, "Hey, that could be a Fisher's ass right there. That's a nice ass in this cargo." You can't go to fucking Torrid without you saying you're 36, 37. Well, 37's over there, but that top won't work for you. It only goes with this pants, but those pants are not your size. So why don't you put this together? I didn't come here for you. I came here for me. Why are you talking to me? Unless I'm stealing, stop talking to me. But they just put together this whole bullshit, and then like they'll genuinely, but they're trained or whatever to not have the surprise. But you'll see the surprise in their face when you have a shit ton of stuff or a couple of things, and you're spending a certain amount of money, and they're like, "Oh shit." They came in here with an intent, or oh shit, they don't want me to spend their money. Oh shit, they just came in here like to shop and not steal. Oh damn.
Or if you know about more about the product than they do, and you kind of like oh, actually, I just want to get blah 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 blah, but like, you know what I mean, like surprise somebody with the knowledge that you have over them. That's always a fun thing to do too.
I was just gonna say that because I've got people from Best Buy to like walk away when I just start spewing out things about like the devices, and they're like, "Oh," and they don't question shit. That they're like, "I'll just leave him alone."
And you pull a classic Will Hunting on them. I like making movie references today, apparently. Good stuff, everybody. Green, Lexi, and on the feedback. So that is the first part. What we're going to do now is the second part. But before we do, I'm going to put up an ad. It's not an ad. It's not a sellout because it's an ad for our own production stuff. I don't know how to speak. Okay, here we go. So this is what's happening every Monday. I just hosted this about an hour and a half ago, and it's happening again on Monday. So tune in to this.
This is the workshop, and welcome to Turbo Comedy, where 8 comedians from the workshop compete to see who can write the best short set in a short time. We then vote to send our favorite comedian to the final round. Comedians will have to work quickly to put together comedy bits, as each comedian only has 1 hour to write about a randomly assigned topic. They then have to perform their 3-minute set for the group. Once everyone's performed, we'll all vote online for our favorite comic. At the end of the tournament, we'll crown a winner, and whoever has the most votes will win a whopping $20. Get ready, it's time for Turbo Comedy.
That is a sweet video. I want to thank Jester for making that. I thought of the title, but that's all I did.
That is an awesome video. I feel jealous. Yeah. I thought I was cool.
Video. Like I can show you videos I made, but they're outdated shows. But like they're not as good, trust me. But I also got to promote one more thing going on. Hang on, I just wanted to do this. There we go. We got a live Q&A session with Peter Gray. If anybody wants to learn about comedy competitions or submission videos or joke writing, or he's been around, he teaches classes too. He runs the San Francisco International Comedy Competition. He runs the Seattle the artistic director, Seattle International Comedy Competition. Very, very lovely and funny man, and who's kind enough to give parts of his day on May 19th, 2 p.m. PST to teach us a few things. So if you're free, give that a watch. That would be a fun time. Okay, so with that being said, I'm excited to do the second part because, like I said, I wrote this topic on, Saturday. And I didn't. It was only one person, and it was a great time. But like the feedback wasn't as high because it's only one person, so it's a different vibe. So here's the thing. So the topic that I was given on Saturday, I was supposed to do is Braveheart, and I really want to give it another shot. So this is my Braveheart set. If everybody already saw us on Saturday, I am sorry. Okay, here we go. Mel Gibson played the role of William Wallace, a Scottish warrior who was determined to gain independence from the Brits. And it's interesting because originally his last words before his character died were going to be freedom unless you're a Jew. And the studio frowned, rightfully so, heavily upon that, and they went against just the freedom part. Braveheart was like a phenomenal movie, and even inspired the legendary George Michael to collaborate with Mel Gibson to create the song Freedom. I don't know if you guys know the song. It's freedom, 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 unless you're a Jew. I don't know why he hates so hateful. He's so hateful. Not George Michael Gibson I was talking about, not the gin. So I did enjoy the movie Braveheart, but I feel like I wouldn't be able to be friends with the Scot at the time, like not for any like colonization or hierarchy reasons or anything like that, but just because the fact that they share their camaraderie by punching each other in the face. And like, that's not the kind of reunion I like to have, Like I'll wear a kilt, but I'm not getting punched in the face or throwing any stones. I will skip rocks on a pond if you're lucky. All right, like I'm not saying at the time the Brits were good either, because we know they weren't. But they didn't punch their own in the face. They only raped and pillaged because they were assholes, which is still bad, just less punch in the facey. One of the more famous scenes is when William Wallace is addressing an entire army without the use of a megaphone, which I'm going to call bullshit. Like I don't care if you're 7 feet tall, kill men by the hundreds, and are able to shoot fireballs from your eyes and bolts of lightning from your ass. There is no way you'd be able to address thousands of soldiers by pacing around, or excuse me, trolloping around on a horse, yelling at the top of your lungs. Like at best, maybe 100, okay, would hear you. But at that point, the others would be like, did he just say they can take our wives, but they'll never take our creamed corn? No, I think he said he'll take our knives, but not our Kleenex. No. I'm pretty sure he said that we can take our kites, but never take our semen. Purple monkey dishwasher. Also legit. I feel like there is a more defiant word to use as your last word before you get executed. You know, like freedom is a pretty defiant word, but so is go fuck yourself and Brits are bitches. Like I gotta give props to William Wallace for being so clean even in execution. Like if he was a comedian, he could easily do corporate or televised executions. Mel Gibson not so much. And that is it.
I love the Mel Gibson hate.
Oh yeah.
I don't hate it. It's just fun to make fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love the realization. So I was like I was in the military for a little bit, so I learned to throw my voice, and I thought that was hella funny that you made that joke because it really is like almost you can't reach that many people, and I love the visualization because I've always wondered that as well. Like when they had that many people, like in your armies, somebody back there with the fucking kilters. What did he say? What?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? We're charging now? Okay. What? I thought we were going. Oh, okay. You know, like there was entirely too many people to get, but they were just like, yeah, we all heard it. After marching however really long, that was great visualization.
I appreciate that because I wasn't sure if that was like a premise that could be like is a little niche or a little weird, but I thought like the science of it, like that doesn't make sense.
No, yeah, people like me that are weird with you and think about the actual technicalities, like it could happen. But sir, you're I don't know if y'all seen like on Facebook, there's like DMX one of his concerts, and he look and there's not land to be seen. It's all people like jumping. Even he needed a microphone, and he's DMX. I'm sure I could hear him 50 blocks away. I guarantee you, I did not hear Mel Gibson, you know, from 100 feet away with 1,000 people in front of me. I doubt it. I'm sure there was just some people there just in the back row, just like yeah. Whatever it is. If we all die, yeah.
Sons of Scotland. It's like, who's Rodney?
This is like Sons of Scotland is one girl in the back. This isn't for girls too? Shit.
Are you assuming our gender?
Exactly. I didn't know. I have to go home. I didn't recognize it.
Well, I have someone to thank you. I have someone messaging right now, and I'm hoping he can make it. He's a little late, but hopefully he makes it. Oh, he's here! Hey, Mr. Mike, you missed this first part, but I'm glad you're here for the. It's okay, you're here now. You missed my racial tension jokes, but it's probably for the best.
Racial tension joke.
It was Mel Gibson more so. It was to make fun of Mel Gibson, who is not very a fan of certain religious factions. Anyone more feedback going on for Johnny or Joshua?
I like the one where it's like they like mishear him, what he's screaming. So we were I think he said the cream corn, man. Like I think there's so much more of it, and that's kind of then like even the screaming back of the gender. No, he said that.
Yeah. Just thinking, I've been reading a lot of history lately, and reading a book about the War of the Roses, and there was a battle where they didn't hear what the orders were, and they ended up going in two different directions and then attacking themselves.
That's great.
And the other people were just fine, but they were, yeah.
And that's why communication is important.
Yeah.
In relationship or in battle. It doesn't matter.
Oh, this just made me then, for some weird reason, think. Do you think when he was giving the speech, there was an interpreter over there? Because you know that at least
There
couple
had
of
to
them
be.
were dead. So where's that interpreter that's screaming as well?
Like, I don't.
Or
I'm-
it's like a game of telephone or telegraph
Yeah, that's why I
where
just put that's a
pass it
purple
on.
monkey dishwasher. Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I did that purple monkey dishwasher bit. I was a little subtle, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So that's what we're gonna do because Mr. Bikehybertus, he's here now. So what we'll do is, if you're ready, we can do your first topic, like the one assigned, and then we'll go in rotation, and you can go at the end. Is that okay?
You want me first, do you?
Well, you're not really first. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up. We're in the second round right now, but I know you wrote material, so I don't want to be respectful of that. So if you want, we can put you your topic.
Okay, so I had ageism.
Oh, hang on a second. I'll set you up. I'm sorry. I just wasn't sure if you're ready or not. I'm just going to do this right now. Thank you again for joining us. Sorry, technical difficulties. And where are you again, by the way?
Australia.
That's why it's a different time zone.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm glad you're here now, and when you're ready.
Let me see. I've got a couple of different things. I'm not actually completely ready. I've got kid here.
Okay.
And
Did you want to do?
he's been making little animals in a potty. So.
Do you want to wait one comic and then go back?
Yeah, let's just if you
Okay.
can if you go
Yeah,
one.
sure.
Yeah. Sorry about this.
See how fucking accommodating I am, guys. I'm just saying, I'm a nice guy. Okay, so let's do Josh now with ageism. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready for your second part, let me know and I'll put the timer on.
Okay. So, kind of back to this is a part, but because I have to take Dicroids because of my MS and all that, I've said that so much now on stage and everywhere that I've actually gotten people to reach out to me to buy some Dicroids. So I'm like, hey, your bro needs a side hustle. So what the hell? Let's become a drug dealer. That's cool. So someone reached out. I told them to meet me in the alley behind the Chick-fil-A. And I had to be a good drug dealer. So when I got there, I had to show him how to use them and wanted to make sure I wasn't shelling him sugar water. So, and y'all, that was also a part of the payment. You know, it's $50 just for the needle. And I had to get blowy. I was proving to you it works. And talk about the best revenge protest of nothing's better than getting your dick sucked by another man behind a Chick-fil-A. I mean, he said he wanted to come get some nuggets. I just gave him my nuggets. But what I think the MS means to me, though, is it makes me now a master stripper. Because one time down in a strip club in Juarez, Mexico, I had a bet with this stripper that if she could unwrap this Starburst with her pussy, then I would get up on stage and full dong it. Well, she unwrapped it. I mean, I don't know what teeth, I don't know what was down there. I wasn't looking. But one nasty ass friend actually ate that Starburst. And I'm not joking. He did get a cold score within like 3 days. But I get up there, just to start dancing and shaking away. But I prepared and I did a little rip in my underwear. So then I just one-handed went out. And y'all know I was roided up at that point. So I just dropped down and started to do push-ups with it. And then just started vibrating across the stage. So that's why now just follow me on OnlyFans. It's Mr. Shaky Get Sexy. So that's Joshua. That's me.
Okay. Oh, good shot. I was out of the rabbit hole line. I was waiting for that part.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how you got a blowjob from a man in the back alley of a place called Chick-fil-A. Just the wording itself is poetic to me. You said the stripper rat the starburst with her put. I hate to see what happens if you give her a jawbreaker. Fuck.
Right?
Jesus. And then you're talking about like doing push-ups with your dick. I just put down dick stand instead of a kickstand.
I just
And that is all my perviness got.
Right.
All right.
Anybody
I'll
else?
go next. I had Chick-fil-A. I don't know if you know Chick-fil-A, but the context is Chick-fil-A is very Jesus centered. So yeah, it's like when they first came out, did not fuck with gay people. They're closed on Sundays because essentially all their workers go to church or whatever the case may be, the resting day. Yeah, so that joke
that's a protest
on
thing,
point. Yeah, that joke was on point, and I'm definitely into dirty gay shit like that because I definitely put like at the end of that he was like he showed up and tell him like or find a way to slip in there you were doing the Lord's work or like have you or like he sucked your dick on Sunday. Well, like Chick-fil-A was closed, but you were open, so you're like a better God or something. But like that,
I provide better service than Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. I'm open on Sundays.
There's so much you can do. I was ready for a second coming.
Boom.
So much you can do.
The rapture.
A blow test, more like a protest.
I'm trying to. If his name was like a Bible, that would set it up. Like I got a blowjob from Michael behind Chick-fil-A. Like that would be the sprinkling right on top.
It was Jesus. It was Jesus.
There you go. The top dog right there.
I got Jesus.
There you go. Top dog. You can't get better than that one. You got a blowjob from Jesus behind Chick-fil-A on a Sunday because Jesus has all. I wrote for the Starburst bit. The Starburst bit, I like that very much. I thought like she she started with her Starburst or whatever. She was nameless before the joke, and then like after y'all call her Starpuss because she can disassemble a Starburst without her hands.
That's really impressive, though.
It is a little scary. Like I kind of
definitely
try it like a roller coaster, even though my life is on the line.
And that was so true. What was sad is that's not even like just joke. This happened. I think it was like a magic trick she does. I don't know, but it blew my mind.
There you go. That's I think that's the best comedy is the shit that you couldn't make up if you tried. Like this person just actually does this on a regular basis, then no one knows about it. Wow. I think
there.
I completely forgot, or no, I wrote too sloppy about the last thing that I was gonna say. So besides that, I think it was good as gold, my man. Awesome. Yeah, because I can't read it at all.
I don't know. I appreciate it though. That I still can't now suck by Jesus back Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Yes.
Joni or Mr. Bikehavitress have any feedback?
Yeah. I didn't really know what Chick-fil-A was. We don't have this thing here. I thought it was purposely calling something like Taco Bell Chick-fil-A. I thought that was funny. Good spot Chick-fil-A to be doing a bit of man action. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't really have much. I've got I'm a bit out all over the place at the moment.
No worries. No pressure.
Apologies for that. I've got water. I've got a guy outside here fixing the water, and the dog's trying to eat him alive. So I have to keep my ears open.
No problem. John, did you have anything?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, no problem. Good stuff, Joshua. Thank you for the laughs
Thank
and the
you.
stories. And I'll never look at Chick-fil-A the same again.
I found the last thing. I remember what I was gonna say. The last thing I was gonna say was your stripper thing was Mr. Shaky or whatever. The first thing that came to mind was like come into a strip club or whatever, and like the next person you'll see, Mr. Shake Weight, and then you just come on there and just fucking going at it.
Oh, that is fucking gold.
I did. I haven't thought. I am a human shake weight.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
you look like a well-sized dude, and I think that would fit very much like a good weight.
Oh,
Come on and straight going at it.
oh man, that's so wrong. I think every person with MS is shake weight now. Thanks a lot.
hey, you can, but my real one with Mr. Shaky is that the MS just makes me Mr. Shaky because I don't have to move my arm when I jack off no more.
A smart man. Damn.
Lucky. On that note, sorry, Mr. Bikaritrist, were you ready now, or do you want to?
Yeah, I can give it a go on
All
ageism.
right.
Look at me. Am I ready for ageism?
Well, this is your second time, and I'm really looking forward to what you got to say. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So this is like the first time I actually written something. I don't write. I normally just go straight from the head. So I sat down half an hour ago and started writing. So this is what I've got. So the delivery might not be great because, you know. Plus, I've been doing a bit of comedy on my mother tongue, Croatian. So my brain is completely mashed up because I've been speaking in Croatian, which I haven't done for many, many years. So let's see how it goes. Ageism. That time when one finds itself close to the end of the journey from one point of non-existence to another point of non-existence. Time when you realize your whole point of existence was to, well, you know, your purpose was not to be chasing money and fame and all that. Good thing about me getting rejected by the society and becoming ageist at 50 is I get time to think. And I'm doing a lot of that, thinking. Also at 50, my brain is at peak, unlike all those proper ageist 70 plus that are forgetful and demented. Because I have time to think, and my brain, which I love my brain, by the way, my brain is still working fine, even though millennial Muppets don't want to give me a job. I'm not cool. I mean, not cool. That's old speak. I'm not lit enough. I'm not lit enough to catch on and navigate complexity of social media marketing and entrepreneurialistic endeavor for betterment of the world driven by social change. Oh my God. Uneducated Muppets, my generation invented pyramid selling and tax avoidance through money laundering. They think they invented the world. Amateurs. Social change through what? Online merchandise shop, is it? Of course, in those days, we didn't use greenwash and didn't call it social media marketing, but the same thing. You start a club, like a Facebook club, get all the neighbors and relatives to join in, like it, and invite their friends, and then when they get comfortable, you throw a party and sell them Tupperware or some other shit. I've given up on working for these Muppets and exposing their wrongdoings. I could have been Snowden 2.0, but they're much bigger fish to expose, and I'm on to them. I just wait for this one. Wait for this one. We all think we are the smart ones, you know? Well, I am, obviously. Top of the food chain, you know? We keep cattle, chickens, and pigs and all that and feed them until they grow nice and plump and ready for consumption, yeah? And all this time, because I've been thinking, I have worked out what's going on. All this time, we didn't even realize we are being treated the same way as they are. We are being treated as animals. You know how they say, you are what you eat. So if you eat animals, we are the ones getting exploited. We are getting fed by them Would you like an apple? How about the blackberry fruit? Have a tomato, have some vegetable, have some oxygen, help you breathe a little bit, grow a little human, grow, and then turn into compost. And then feed us. You see, those bloody plants, I'm onto them. They've been growing us. They're growing us. You know, we are not top of the food chain. Trees are the top of the food chain. They just use this to turn us in compost. Yeah. And all that bullshit that they say, dust to dust and ashes to ashes. No. It's compost to compost. That's what you realize when you become a little bit ageist and you have time to think, you know, bloody plants. You know, ageism is that time when people like me, I'm 50 years of experience in life, and I'm getting schooled by some muppet that needs to watch a YouTube video to learn how to shave. You know, that how do I YouTube channel? That how do I shave? That how do I change a tire? That how do I know if the girl's entered puberty if she has shaved all of her hair? No answer to these kind of questions. You can't learn that on YouTube. You have to go out and live it and experience it for yourself. And you don't even know anyone today because everyone's behaving like virgins. All these feminists are all virgins. They're all shaven. You have no idea. 60-year-old, 14-year-old, same thing. Yeah. So age is not a barrier. Age is all up here in your head. I'm 50 and I'm still into a bit of hardcore action. Not extreme anymore. It's a bit dangerous. Hardcore, always for it. I still ride my partner hardcore. You know, I went onto a 5-day journey to become a man. You know, I joined a group of wise men here in Australia. We're in the process of developing a course for young men and have established a rite of passage based on traditional values and ceremonial practices that, like ancient civilizations, like Aborigines, were performing. You know, so part of this challenge was 24 hours in isolation. You, nature, no phones, nothing, just a tent. All these men around me, 30-year-old men, yeah, they're sleeping in tents. I've been in the army. I brought only tarp. I slept on a tarp outside. Storm started, rain, every single animal, and you know how it's in Australia, every single animal wants to kill you. Every single animal under me together under the tarp. Snakes, spiders, everything trying to kill you. I survived, you know, because 50 ageism only in your mind. And because I am a mountain biker, a bicyclist, I still run on adrenaline, you know. I'm still capable of, you know, getting excited. I still know how to get excited. I can go for hours. I can go for days if I get a chance, you know. And of course, if I get a cramp, you stop, you rest a bit, and back in the action for another run around the block. Yeah. And I don't need any special creams, pills, batteries, like any of that stuff like the young ones need to do it. Because, you know, I like riding my partner. Where the heck is the other bits that I had? I don't know. I had a couple of different things.
That are set, buddy?
I think that might be it. I had the army bit, but
well, that could be your second part. Yeah.
I'll give you this little bit here. Let me know what you guys think. Is I don't know what you guys know about the political situation around here, so I'll try it. Oh God, I have people in a big. Okay.
Oh, so yeah, so you that has some background noise. Okay.
Yeah. Oh look, I'll skip it. We'll skip it. It's too complicated. I've got now people behind me. I'll probably have to go and see what.
We can go back. No problems.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Thanks.
That was I didn't get to write much because it's one of those situations where I don't feel smart enough to say stuff about this whole topic. The only thing I wrote down were a couple of things was like from my interpretation of ageism, I thought it'd be funny if like people in their 60s would make fun of people in their 70s. Like the people like 50s are teenagers and 70s are like, you know, oh whatever, old man, but you're only like 10 years apart. That would be a kind of funny premise. And then when you said that, you know, ageism doesn't exist, it's all in your, it's how young you feel that matters. That won't hold in a court of law. Like there are certain things that's not a defense you can use. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm so sorry. I know you wrote a lot, but I was just overwhelmed by the information.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very interesting and very funny parts at times too. That's all I got. Anybody else?
Yeah, I love the idea of ageism. I'm actually a retired geriatric social worker. So spent a lot of time in my professional life dealing with ageism and a lot of like just really, really funny things. And that is true, Scott. There are people who are like 70 who look at people who are 90 and it's just there. But the thing that's so fascinating is we never think we're old.
Mm.
We always feel about 10 years younger than we actually are. So that can be something to play with.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, I did have a funny one recently where this young little girl approached me and started chatting with me, and I was like, oh wow, still got it. And then she invited me to a party, and I was with my young one, he's 3.5. She invited me to a party. I'm like, Jesus, well, look, I've got a ring on my finger. I'm not doing that. And she's giving me a brochure. I'm like, who the hell organizes the brochures? The young ones are just completely gone crazy. And it's an invitation for grandparents and their grandsons to come for some event. Like,
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that assumption.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I like that. I remember going from the thing of, do you have kids to, do you have grandkids? And that was kind of a shock.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking, now my brain's starting to work. I don't know what these guys are doing, but I had another one. I should have done this thing. When my wife got pregnant with my young one, we went to a hospital and the nurse would not let me in. She stopped me at the gates and she was like, only the closest relatives, only the father and the mother can go in. I'm like, I'm a father. She wouldn't let me in. She's like, no grandparents, nothing. But my wife had to come back. She was like in labor. She had to come back to the nurse and tap her on the shoulder and go, no, that's my husband. He can go in. So I should have done that. That's much funnier.
Yeah. There's always next time, Mr. Psychiatrist, I promise.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And we will go to Green now. Well, sorry, was it supposed to be Joni next?
It's okay.
Okay, no. I'm losing track of life.
It's
well, thank you so much, the most chill person in the room, Joni. All right, so Green, whenever you're ready, let me know, and we'll put the timer on for you.
All righty, could probably start it. All right, so you can make assumptions as you like. I am a different kind of lesbian, though, and I say that loosely. I know that I'm going to end my days, however they may end, with a woman. But that does not mean that I don't find men attractive. Now, my only problem with that is that I'm not attracted to dudes because I feel like dudes think like me, and that just two dumb people are not gonna work. Okay? Two people that are both, I'm not good enough to make any sandwiches. We are only going to fool around when I am in the right state of mind and am also focused. And that is rarely a thing. And then third, I feel like women just have, a certain ambiance when they're actually women and they're not like me and just kind of skating through life. That is wisdom. It's also terrifying. That being said, raised by a single mother, I never had to worry about some things because they didn't exist in my world, but they become comical on the other side. So, for example, I'm a person, I have no problem going, to a club or a straight club to be a wingman. Because if it's going to be discounted drinks or it's going to be someone there you want to talk to, either way, I'm not leaving with what I want. So I'm there for my friends or whatever the case may be. But one time was fun time. I was not this person. And I used to go up and talk to just about anybody, right? Because that's what you do when you're young and dumb. Like you don't have a type. The type is whoever looks at you and you can see straight and they can also kind of see straight. Someone's getting us home. That's it. That is your standards as a young person. But as I had gotten older, and gotten into the rhythm of being myself around people as they're ever changing, and the only thing that stays the same is myself, I started seeing some things that were entirely too big socially to not answer, but small enough that like it's not brought up in certain conversation. One, the fact that men have nicer asses than most women. It's not a thing that people like to say. No one likes to pull that out of the card deck, but it's true. Two, there are men that look prettier than women. Not something I like to say. I don't do my eyebrows. I don't have a mustache, thankfully. But if I did, there are some men out here bald, baby booty faced, okay? Just fresh. And you look nice. That's okay. That's okay. My third tally is that I thought from like a younger age, like you just kind of met somebody, y'all hung around, and all of a sudden you just end up 56 years down the line, married, and and life happens in between. That is not what the fuck happens at all. Like the Mr. Above from Australia, apparently life happens like you get a gap in between, right? Like there's a different life expectancy for the person that you thought you were going to be with than who you actually are going to be with. So you have to put up with your bullshit, right? So me being the baby cougar I thought I was going to be now, I'm the older in our relationship. I have to like do adult shit. Like I have to do full grown woman shit. Like we have a house and it requires cleaning along with like the cat that requires like maintenance. I didn't expect any of this. I thought when I was going to get older, as born in the 90s, I thought I was going to get older. I was going to have endless amount of cereal, video games, and I'm not wearing clothes. Those are the three things that I knew for a fact. I was waiting to get 21 years old to wait to move out of my mother's house for those specific things. I wanted my own money. I want my titties out, and I want to have all my friends over in the sleepovers whenever I want to. What do we have now at 2021 at the age of 26 or 7 something? Who cares? Everyone's inside with the mask on. No one's showing anything. And I live in Washington State where it rains every other fucking day. That is all. On my screen, I see. I'm not even going to fuck up your name, Mr. Australia at the top. If you want to go by a reason, I can't see what the lineup is over here.
I can't hear.
Is it a delay?
No, I put the mute on. I was on my headphones on and everything like that. So sorry. I was going to say I didn't get to write that much because middle of it I took my headphones off because I was getting a little sore. So when you say I talked about the attraction thing, about how you're attracted to straight men, that's when I missed the punchline. I'm sure. It's where I did write something. So I like the idea how you said I don't know if you want to do wordplay, but you said the word "see straight" when you're young. I'm like, is that a line? Is that a play on words because you're lesbian? Like I just feel like is that just like you mean like straight as in like you see what you want rather than the gender thing.
It was a melt kind of it. Like yeah.
Okay. And then like I said, I wish I wrote more, but all I heard was when you're young, like I want my titties out. Like it's like that question you asked, like what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to have my titties out. I want to be all my friends over. Like
Exactly. Cereal.
That'd be the best answer for the guidance counselor to deal with. Like is there a college I guess it was a sorority or something. I don't know. Because the Girls Gone Wild scholarship we can give you. Yeah. That's all I can think of. Sorry. Anybody else has some feedback to take me out of this rabbit hole? That's a word of the day right now.
Yep. I thought it was absolutely hilarious and so brave and honest, and just looking at things in a completely different way because you're not your life didn't go the way exactly how you thought it might go on any level, but how hilarious that is. And you've made it into something really, really, really funny. And I love that, having to be an adult and taking care of a cat. It's
like the first step of children. Like just skip the dog.
Yeah.
Go straight to the cat. It'll be close.
And cleaning is the other one.
Yeah. I have to clean it after the show, but either way.
Yeah, I loved it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I the you know how the man's ass is the most important asset that man has, and it works on both levels with men and the women. You know, I wasn't aware of that. I wish that was taught in school, because you know, like, you don't really expect it, but girls, especially being a bike rider, you know, they would slap me on the ass when I was working as a courier. I was like, what the hell? I didn't really get it. Now I do. Too late though. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
you. And Joshua, do you have anything to add?
I loved like there, like kind of when you were doing the comparisons of like who has whose, because it really is kind of goes both. Because I mean, there's times because like myself of being bi, I've kind of even made the comment of one time I was like, I felt some nicer boobs on a dude before too. Like they were a little more comfier. I mean, I ain't gonna deny it. I mean,
it's a moment.
you know, I think there's a little bit there. It's like you don't want to admit it, but sorry, Matthew Joe.
All right. Thank you. Good job again.
Thank you much.
Joni.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, anything you'd like to share with the class?
I would. I'm going to talk a little bit about culture shock in marriage. Okay.
Okay.
So I've been married 30 years. I was a child bride.
Oh.
But marriage really involves a lot of compromise. And my husband and I were living in San Francisco for many years and decided we wanted to make a change. I wanted to move down the coast to Santa Cruz. He wanted to move to Nova Scotia. So we compromised and we moved to Nova Scotia. And it really, really was a culture shock. We lived there for 16 years and 42 winters. It's just really, different. And it was so surprising. Like, people in Canada greet strangers at the door with a smile, not a rifle. When I first moved, I thought that I was either losing my vision or having a stroke. Turned out that I was just reading the French side of all the packaging. It's a devil. So in California, we have this wonderful place, In-N-Out Burger. And a double is just this wonderful, juicy, greasy burger. Right? So went to Tim Hortons and noticed that which is a coffee place in Canada, and noticed that they had a double. And so I ordered one with no tomato and extra pickle. It's very much a Canadian show. Probably does. It makes no sense. Okay, once I moved to Canada, I learned how to cook, and I had been a terrible cook all my life. When I was quite young, I tried to impress a guy I was dating by making fresh pesto. And I got all the ingredients and dumped them all, the fresh garlic and the basil and everything in the blender, and turned it on high. Now, in my defense, nowhere in that recipe did it say, put the lid on first. True story. Yeah, I was picking basil off the ceiling for about 6 months there.
Oh.
So fast forward a few years, and I'm trying to impress a guy, and I made a glazed ham, and it came out of the oven looking just gorgeous. I mean, it could be on the cover of Martha Stewart. beautiful. He started to carve into it and immediately began laughing uncontrollably. I said, what? What is so funny? He said, I don't want to discourage you, but the next time you glaze a ham, take the ham out of the plastic wrapper first. Yep, there was a reason it was that shiny. It wasn't the glaze. So fast forward another few years. You seeing sort of a pattern here. I decided that I wanted to invite some friends and my parents over for Thanksgiving dinner. First words out of my dad's mouth, honey, do you think that's wise? Just knowing what was likely to happen. And I had this massive turkey, and I got up at the crack of dawn so I could stuff it and put it in the oven. Well, I went to the refrigerator, and it was still frozen solid. I had a 26-pound frozen turkey. It was too big for my kitchen sink. So I dragged it into my bathroom and floated it in the bathtub. It looked utterly ridiculous there, so I lit some candles and played some Kenny G in the background for the light stand. Yeah, I was never asked to do family Thanksgiving again. Bonus. So I moved to Victoria about 6 years ago, and I was so excited because there's all this wildlife. You have deer, and I just love deer. You know, they're such sweet creatures. But then I planted a garden. Well, yeah, fuck Bambi. Really don't care anymore. And we live across the street from a park, and we have wild peacocks that come and visit us on a regular basis. And they make this unbelievable sound when they're in the mating stage of their life. The only way I can describe it is a metal garbage can going through a wood chipper. And that's it.
Good stuff, Joni. Man, my favorite line is "fuck Bambi."
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
So, okay, first of all, you said you were a child bride. My first thought is like, who was in that wedding party? Like, one side gets alcohol, the other side gets juice boxes. Okay.
Yeah. Graham crackers and milk.
There's like, I think there's a lot you can, like, if you want to, like, there's a lot of layers you can tackle on that. That's a funny premise if you're comfortable talking about stuff like that. You're also, I feel like you can do a child bride thing for callback, because like when you're saying like your blender joke, like I mean, you could be like, that's the first meal I ever made when I was, however old you were when you're married. And then when you talk about the glazed ham, and then I wrote down, please tell me that you put fries in the toaster to make French toast. Because that's the vibe that I get from what I hear about your cooking stories. That's why.
I love it.
But then the last thing I said is like, did you? I could have been misinterpreted or misunderstood, but did you try to romanticize a turkey?
Yeah, well.
So that's the vibe that I got when I heard that story. It's like some Barry White.
No, it's just sort of silly looking. So I dimmed the lights and lit candles.
All right, so you didn't put lingerie on it or anything. Okay,
no,
cool.
No. I didn't do anything.
You didn't like Kevin Spacey the turkey, the American Beauty.
They can't only attend.
That's all I got. Good stuff. Very funny.
Thank you.
Else?
I'm guessing turducken in your case would have some Bambi in it as well.
Definitely. And peacock.
And peacock.
That's one cocky deer.
Oh.
That's just what.
That's why I couldn't resist.
Why you hit him?
I have written down the Bambi one. Like, I feel like the delivery was on point. I feel like it reminds me of like the Geico squirrels. If you like set up that visualization, if someone doesn't know, I'm from the country, so I know exactly. Like deers are very nice and cute in the woods, but they will come. They eat cigarette butts. Like they'll walk into your patio. They'll just stare at you. They'll stop your car. Like all of it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was fucking hilarious because yeah, like they're very majestic unless you actually live around them and they fuck up your shit.
That's true.
And then like if you grow pot, they'll eat your pot.
Oh yeah.
The second one, it was something like the time you said, it was like Canada time, and I can't relate it to what I was going to say now. Now it's shitty, but the seasonings you started railing off in America is like a big thing that a lot of people that we know of the Caucasus descent lack seasonings in their house.
Yeah.
So I thought that was definitely like if you wanted to sprinkle something on like the crowd of stereotypical bitches, an extra laugh, like there was seasonings on top of my ceilings for like 6 months, and be like some of it was more seasoning on my ceiling than any of you put in your meals in years, but still had to clean it up, still had to pick up myself because there's quite a few people that have probably only had to clean up salt and that only requires sleeping. But yeah, besides the one I forgot about, the Canadian time when you first opened up, I thought it was a great set.
Awesome. Joshua or Mr. Psychiatrist?
I kind of missed like the back half. So I don't.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, basically just the turkeys and the bumpies. I love that stuff. I would definitely mix them together. That's for sure. Pot stew. Yeah. No, brilliant. It was very funny.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Good job. I would love to try your almost cooking.
I just remembered now. Sorry. The crazy things that come to my head. Your turkey in a plastic.
Yeah,
some
plastic.
And saying that the I don't know, some virgin ran back home to her parents and said, "Oh, I'm ready to marry this guy. He is clean as his sausage is still coming in the packaging." That I don't know why that came to my head, but your turkey reminded me of the sausage in the packaging still.
Okay.
The condom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. Okay, good stuff again. Good job for the feedback and for Joni. And Mr. Psychiatrist, did you have a short set you want to do or anything? Or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Again, as I'm saying, I'm not 100% because I've got people ripping my bathroom in behind me and noise.
That's that noise. I was trying to figure that out. I was like, what is that?
They're pulling out the hot water thing and ripping out the wall or something. I don't know.
Safety first, right?
So they pick the time right when this is happening. Anyway, so okay, I have been doing a series of videos on YouTube, and one of my characters is Mad Dad Sex Ed, where a mad dad performs a sexual education for the young ones. And in this one, I would like to talk about men's issues. And I was thinking about men issue that obviously not all men have these issues. Because even though all men do mature later than the ladies, or in my case, never, we men still, unlike the superior human beings that are women, we still recognize that we are all a bit different from each other. Same, bit different. Or in my case, same, but slightly insane. So one of the men's issues I was thinking about is premature ejaculation. Now, I know this is going to be very harsh for some to accept, but if you have transitioned from a lady to a man and you don't have this madness between your legs to deal with, I'm sorry, your transition is not complete and you have no idea what you are not missing. You can probably graft one of those on top of it these days, on top of your sexual organ, but I'll definitely advise against it. You see, what I'm seeing around the world at the moment, particularly the ladies don't understand the concept of how different and difficult our sex organs really are. I mean, ladies, you make one egg, 1 mini-me a month. We make 1 million mini-me's per day, 1,500 mini-me's per second. Like, you make one egg a month, that's it. And your genetic code is in one go, just into that egg. And if it doesn't get fertilized or used, all hell breaks loose. Volcanoes erupting, ladies breathing fire like dragons. People think fantasy stories and dragons were once real. There were stories written in old times that when everything was turned into a fairy tale for children to teach them and prepare them for the world of grown-ups that's coming up. Not like today. Today I'm talking to a 7-year-old. It's like I'm talking to a 60-year-old. That's how smart they are. And I'm talking to a 30-year-old woman. It's like I'm talking to a toddler. You can't use these words. You're going to upset them. They go into a tantrum if you upset them. So anyway, the children's stories and movies were messages from the old wise men and women to the children. Aesop fables are not about animals. They're lessons about life. Aboriginal Dreamtime stories, not about the giant snake in the sky. They're lessons for kids about life. So the stories about dragons are not about dragons. They are lessons about life. You people don't see it. I had my third eye open and all my chakras are open. I can see everything. I'm in touch with my feminine side. I'm like a cat in the dark. I see and understand everything. So there is a dragon in a cave, sitting on a pile of gold, guarding it, not investing any of that gold, just waiting for the shoe sale. Sleeping, waiting, and then it comes once a month, the volcano erupts, and with it a dragon flies out of its sleep, fire in its eyes, fire in its heart, fire in its mind, flies out of its cave, burning down all the men that gets in its way, burning them with its fiery breath. Pervert, burn. Chauvinist, burn. All men, burn. And then dragon sees a young girl expressing her innocent femininity, walking around at night dressed up in shorts made out of pockets. I mean, have you seen those shorts that women are walking down the streets these days? It's like you have 2 pockets that are being held by the little string. That's what they wear. You can't even fit a magic rubber ring in that pocket to protect herself. To protect herself from Alpa Wizard waving their magic wands. The dragon spots a young male wizard ogling at the girl. Wizard clearly inspired by the intellectual aura that surrounds her and radiates from her orbs, boob cleavage, and ass cleavage, and camel toe cleavage. Wizard can't help himself thinking he wants to steal this young girl's magic. Or at least he wants to have a chance to read all the words of wisdom she has eagerly tattooed all over her body. Her body, the vessel that carries her mind, and in it all that worldly knowledge worthy of inclusion into a book of life itself. Young, smart, strong, and independent woman, obviously, based on her attire, the shorts made out of pockets, stumbling, tripping over, still learning how to walk among all these men. On her latest Jimmy Choo scaffolding shoes. You know those scaffolding shoes? I think they invented those, high heel scaffolding things so they can clean around the house. They can reach above the cupboards. I think that's what scaffolding shoes are for. The dragon, impressed by her courage to walk out at night amongst thieves, drunks, drug dealers, scum of the earth, men, impressed by her intellect and those shoes, obviously, dragon grabs her and takes her under its wing and teaches her all dragon's knowledge that's passed down from generation to generation about those awful men, all of them same, all of them monsters, until one day a young brave man, well, you have to be brave to stand up against such a beast like a dragon with purple hair and shirts with these slogans that they all have on a hashtag. Young, brave, romantic man, probably a virgin still, dreaming of one day getting married and having kids and living happily ever after, confronts the dragon, slays it, and saves the girl. And he and the girl move in together into a castle. They share the castle with other people, and they get themselves a child. This guy's going to like it. a cat or a dog, and they treat it as a child until they're ready and mature enough to have a human kid. Yeah. And this is where the story gets started. The girl starts to watch movies, fantastic beasts and where to find them, how to feed your dragon, 1, 2, 3. And she starts to read books about dragons by Germaine Greer and other fantasy writers, the feminists. And she realizes she doesn't need a man. Takes the kid with her, leaves him behind, the man, not the man's money. She takes all the alternative money, altimony, yeah, because she needs that for shoes. And slowly, she herself turns into a purple dragon. She even gets herself one of those little purple dragon things. I don't know if you know what that one is. If you saw those things, and I have, because I worked designing brochures and posters for the Sexpo here in Australia. Those purple dragons, they're like. Hang on just a second.
Sorry, on the phone. Sorry.
Yeah, they're like a traffic cone, but purple. If you haven't seen those. Anyway, I got sidetracked as usual because I don't really script these things. I was going to talk about premature ejaculation. I guess that's going to be next time.
Okay. Oh, okay, I wrote a few things, only a few. You said premature ejaculation. I feel like you can kind of make a joke there. It's like not to be confused with immature ejaculation, and do some sort of example what immature ejaculation would be. I don't know. Also, I think ladies also can have premature orgasms. I think that's a thing, according to some movies I've seen. And then, or heard about. I only heard about. And then I haven't watched such things. That's a sin. And then you said you can't. What was it? You're talking about certain words upset women, whatever. It talks about a woman in her 30s. You can't use certain words. And I feel like there's an opportunity for a list. Like you can't say this, like blank, or moist, because I think moist is a very funny punch. Also true. I also love how you said you're talking about. I don't know how you phrase it, but talking about the tattoos of wisdom. I'm like, is he talking about tramp stamps? Like, is that what reference he was making? That's I want to call tramp stamps tattoos of wisdom now. And then I don't know why I just wrote down the word RuPaul Dragon Race. I love words, and that's all I got. Anybody else with some feedback?
I'll be honest. A lot of that goes over my head a little bit.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's a really good story, but like I think I never talked to you earlier actually, or last week. Like to put punches in your thing. Like when you write, like you should write it all out, and then like like every 2 sentences at least, like try to have a joke, have a rib, some sort of. And sometimes like when it's more like I would say personable or more like emotionally invested, you don't have to be funny because it's enthralling. Like I'll invest what you're saying, but stuff that's not really I would say try to write it out and then write just quips, something like just so we can, you know what I mean. But it's a great story. It just needs a little bit of sprucing for sure.
Yeah, and it's to work on it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's what this is for. So.
Yeah, no, it's great. Cool.
Joni or Green?
Okay. I pretty much similar things. Same thing to Scott. I love storytelling. As you heard mine, I think that's my specialty in comedy. It's just like I tell regular stories that that like whether or not they think it is, it's true, and it makes it easiest material because I couldn't have put this together myself. So I feel like that story was like. Because I missed some parts, but it was long enough that it almost had to be true. Because like it was very distinct. It was a beginning, middle, end kind of thing, and I very much enjoyed that. I do agree with Scott though, like to keep it from being too much of the storytelling and keep like the comedy up and down in a beautiful rhythm or beautiful flow. A joke or like a real hard sucker punch when you land those parts that bring the story together. Like your hospital joke that like your wife is already in, but no one questioned her age. It's just when you got up there, you made that attachment to like, yes, this is happening. You're still regular people, whatever, but you put a joke in between, like like, no, he's the actual husband. That's why he came here with me. So I think the story, putting that part together, like this is happening, this is happening, and then bang, and then back to the story. Keep the interest and keep the laughs going. But as far as written, it was one of the big things for me. Immaculately written. I like to be in a story where like I don't have to be with you, I don't have to know anything about you. But as soon as you start telling the story, you took my mental and you took my physical and ran with it, and I got to see the excitement and like, why are you telling the story? It was very well done.
Cool. Okay, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, the playoff green actually. I was because at one point you said something funny. Sorry, you had, that didn't come off right. I mean, you said a joke within when you talk about how like she had money for shoes. To me, that was a quip. That was something that, you know what I mean. Stuff like that, little stuff like that. Those add up. So just keep doing little pockets here and there, like kind of not break the fourth wall, but just kind of like, rah, rah, da, da, da. You know what I mean? Like ton of talking to us and then doing a little bit of punch or something. But yeah, great job. Thank you so much, Green, for the feedback and great stuff there, Mr. Bikehiatrist. Okay, so this we're almost going to wrap things up. What we're going to do now, before we do, is shameless self-promote each other. So with that said, let's start off with Joni. What do you got going on? What do you want to promote?
I got nothing going on. I'm just sort of like moving from one couch to the other in my living room until we're freed.
Tell us more about these couches. Are they leather? Are they cotton? No, I'm kidding. Do you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, OnlyFans? Like what's going on? What's your
OnlyFans?
I haven't done anything like that. I don't know how.
You don't have any social media at all?
Not really. I mean, this is pretty advanced for me.
Fair enough. You have a home address. No, I'm kidding. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
Prison letters.
I'm just trying to get people who are fans of you, your comedy, how they can find you. That's all.
I don't know. I mean, I guess
you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So for the Audible listeners, if we're doing audio on this one, I don't know. I never know with these. It's JoniHockert, and it's Joni Hockert. I hope I said that right. Thank you, Joni. And Joshua, what do you got going on? I know you have a lot of shows coming up, right?
Yeah, I have this Friday I'm at the Dirty Mule in Pittsburgh, Kansas. We're going there. Sunday, Groundhog Theater here in Gladstone, Missouri. But you can see everything. Follow me at Storytime with Lynch. Or catch me every Friday night, 9:30 on Inebriated Instigators.
Nice. I enjoy that title.
Hey, anybody y'all want to join, let me know. You come on, tell jokes, and get either drunk or high. Or both. Whatever you feel.
Ooh, sounds like a challenge. Love it.
Yes.
Thank you. And Green, what do you got going on?
Well, in Tacoma, as I said, we opened up one of my favorite clubs. I want a club I really go to, Tacoma Comedy Club. But if you don't have the fortune of with free weed or with legal weed, you can find me on YouTube. I got a couple videos on there under just Lexi Green, or Instagram, and then Facebook at the same things.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Love all the hustle, folks. And how about Mr. Bikehiatrist? I know you got some YouTube stuff you're working on. So what's going on?
I haven't started posting yet. Just
you want to, though.
It's going to be on the Bikehiatry, and it's going to be lots of army stories. That's what I've been working on mainly. Nothing else really. No Facebook. I've been banned.
What did you do?
Got involved with the ladies, telling them they're dragons. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Call them dragons.
That's where the story comes from. They weren't that kind as you guys when I told them a little bit about this kind of stuff. So that's what happens. They banned me. So yeah, it's just gonna be YouTube eventually. So.
Okay. Well, it's awesome. I can't wait to hear that and about how your floor tiling went. Before I promote my stuff, I got a comment here. Super Funny Comedy Club, July 2nd. Come support Lexi. I don't know who that was. It's an anonymous person, but I could. What's that?
That's nice.
Yeah, very nice. But you get some comments sometimes. Sometimes it's more popular in terms of traffic. Sometimes, it's quiet. But it's always fun. And I will finally support my things going on. So, comedy workshop happens every night, 10 p.m. EST. We have a different comic most of the times for host. We have different panels. We have different topics. It's going to be always here, and then we'll have it through Facebook, the Facebook group with YouTube and Twitch streaming as well. We also have a new Instagram account at the Comedy Workshop Podcast. If you liked what you're listening to or watching, please give that a follow. We try to have new content come up every time, so please give that a follow once again. Also, we have a podcast that we call, well, obviously, the Comedy Workshop Podcast releases every Friday. Available on, a new episode releases every Friday. It's available on all major podcasting platforms. The one we had coming up this week is a special edition because it's our 10th episode. So it's going to be a live, well, not a live, it's going to be a Q&A we had from last year from a very funny traveling professional comedian. There's also a mental health advocate. It is Big Daddy Taz. He is a legend in the scene, and he has some really great advice for comics about the industry, just about how the business works, even some mental health trials and tribulations he had to deal with himself. So it's a really good listen, and it's going to be available on Friday. That's all from Oprah now. I don't want to get winded. And I just want to say thank you again, everybody, for being a part of this podcast. Man, I'm just getting so confused. The workshop. Man, it's hard to be me sometimes. Okay, so being part of this workshop and writing jokes, and I really hope the stuff that you've written, you'll have something for later for the live shows. So I hope to see you guys again. It has been a pleasure, and I hope you had a good time as well. And enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.